Welcome to the first online tutorial for MGB227. What we want to cover with you today is this idea of brand new thinking. There's a lot of challenges for you in this unit, but it is designed for you to have a lot of fun, for you to step in and experience things in a different way. And so this requires a new approach to your thinking. And so this tutorial is really just going to run through the logic of how it actually is that we're trying to help you to develop some new thinking across this semester. We don't look at you and think, here comes somebody with an empty mind. Why don't we do something about that? Why don't we try and fill that up? Why don't we try and tip some knowledge into that space, and you'll be all the better for having had that experience. We start from a perspective of saying, well, when you walk through that door, we already know that there's a lot of life experience that you bring. And we recognize that that life experience will be different for you all. And so the way that this unit has been structured is to enable you to share your different life experiences with each other across the semester so that you can actually draw on the different values and knowledge bases that you actually bring into this unit. It's exactly the same process that the entrepreneurs use in the everyday world. Now, we will introduce some content to you. You have that in front of you now, the environmental interaction framework that you have the focus for your pre-test next Thursday. And you'll notice that when we talk about the knowledge that we're giving you in that context, that we are only giving you a little layer. Now, it was interesting last semester, some of the feedback about the unit, we had lots of feedback about the unit. A lot of it was really good and a lot of it was not very good. In the area where it was not good, some people felt they were shortchanged. You only gave us this little bit of information. Where's the rest of the information? Because I suppose there was a comparison being made to a subject where a textbook may be used as that source of the reference or the theories that are going to be focused upon. In our context, as I'm about to explain, we don't need to give you 700 pages of information. We're giving you something that's already been condensed down from many, many pages, but into a workable format that you can apply. So we deliberately leaving all of this space unfilled. We only want to give you enough new ideas for you to be able to contemplate and get ready to apply. The alternative would be to fill everything right up. Say, okay, let's give you all of those 16 chapters across the next 13 weeks. Maybe a couple of assignments, a final exam, and there we go. We can test whether or not you understand or at least remember the key ideas that we gave you across those 13 weeks. But that's not where we're at. We're trying to do something different with you. And so we're moving on from this process and thinking to ourselves, okay, so we've got some ideas that we've given to you, and what we'd like to do is we'd like to put some experiences in front of you, some learning opportunities in front of you. And that'll be the entrepreneurs that you're going to go out and do work on in relation to the how-to statements that they give you. So each entrepreneur that you meet is going to present you with a how-to statement, a problem, a genuine problem, something that's stopping them from moving ahead in their actual ventures today. And they would like you to apply the environmental interaction framework to their world to see if you can come up with some compelling solutions on how they could actually move forward. So we've got your life experiences that we recognize. We've got some new ideas that we've added on top of those, and we're giving you this opportunity to work in a real life experience where you can apply both your life experience and the new knowledge and ideas that you're being exposed to. Along the way, we want you to regularly reflect on what's actually happening in terms of your sense of who you are relative to being entrepreneurial, your ability to have entrepreneurial thinking processes and to engage in that space. And then ultimately, we want you to be able to think about what have you learnt about entrepreneurship and about you. And that's going to be the key. For you, that's going to be the ultimate key. But to get this little final piece of the puzzle that you can sort of add, it's not going to be, oh, well, I learnt all of this knowledge from the initial ideas that we were given. That's not what we're looking for. And it won't be just because you went off and did some experience. It'll be because you understand who you are relative to your life experiences. You recognize the nature of the ideas that have been presented to you, how they relate to the experiences that you've been able to engage with across the semester, and most importantly, that you've had this process, a structured process of reflection that has allowed you to unite all of these levels, your existing life experiences, the new ideas that you've been given, your ability to apply those ideas, your ability to step back and reflect, and then that metacognition, that thinking about your thinking, the knowledge that comes out of all of that process is this last piece that you can add to the puzzle. So along the way, it's very important that you come along to the unit with the right mindset to be able to do well in the unit. The first thing is that we want you to have an open mind. So not everything that's important in life can be learnt from reading a book. And that's very much the case with entrepreneurship education. Contemporary entrepreneurship education globally is based on experiential learning. It's not based on loading people up with facts and figures. It's really about getting out and actually developing your own sense and connection to that process. It's important that you bring along a respectful mind as well, because you're going to need to work with other people and you're going to need to understand other people. One of the things that a lot of the students said last semester was that this was the first time that they've actually had an opportunity to work in a group where they've truly gained a genuine understanding of who it actually is they're working with. So part of that process will be held back from you and then revealed as we're going through. But we want you to come along with an open mind. You'll do much better in the unit if you work with the people that you're in a group with rather than against them. We want you to come along with a curious mind, because the things that you're going to learn in this unit you won't have been exposed to elsewhere. The unit is very unique in its focus, and so we want you to be openly curious about doing things in a different way and using different logic bases to actually move forward. We want you to have a brave mind, because this unit is going to require you to think very much about who you are, what your values are, what your passions are, and also to embrace failure. There will be opportunities for you to fail in this unit. And that's something that may sit quite nicely with many of you, but for most people, failing at anything is quite a scary prospect. We want you to embrace that, because whatever failing happens for you in this semester, and we're not talking about failing the unit, we're just talking about being able to embrace and recognize those moments where something didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And we're going to try and help you to understand the value of embracing that failure. So, from where we sit, you've got a few days left to make sure that you know the environmental interaction framework. It's so important that you understand and know it, because one, it's going to help you to ace the pre-test. Two, it's going to make the group work for you so much easier. And three, it's going to give you so much confidence about what it actually is that you're supposed to be doing in this unit. You're going to be the master with the tools. You're going to be able to get out there and apply them, and reflect on the results. Celebrate the failures, celebrate the successes. Looking forward to meeting you all very soon.